I'm an Australian girl living in London. London is huge, well known and to some extent touristy, but I absolutely fell in love with this city when I moved here. I want to take you on a very quick tour around London to show you why I love it. There's some of the obvious things like the beautiful Gothic structure that is the Houses of Parliament. Or just a little bit further down the road, Buckingham Palace, where you can try and catch a glimpse of the Queen. And stunning bridges like the Tower Bridge. With all their beauty, majesty and historical significance, it's impossible not to be inspired by buildings like this. But London's got plenty more to offer. There's so many things about London that you wouldn't find on your average postcard, and I want to show you a few more of those things. London is also home to some amazing theatre, something I'm a huge fan of. From London's West End to historical theatres like Shakespeare's Globe and many other theatres in between.
Stables and Camden look for its market this way.
London is home to some famous markets like the Camden markets and Portobello Road markets. Here we are on Portobello Road, one of my favourite streets in London, where you'll see all the colourful buildings and on a Saturday, the best market in town. So, I showed you some of London's more popular and famous markets, Portobello and Camden. Here we are in Islington, in one of the back streets. Like I said, there's so many different nooks and crannies of London, and Islington's one of the best places to find all those types of things. Lots of little pubs, restaurants, markets, cobblestone alleyways. It's an absolutely beautiful part of London. This is one of the oldest pubs in London, and it is said that the Duke of Wellington and his troops used to drink here. It's one of my favourite places to bring people when they're visiting London. As you're walking around London, if you take a look up at some of the buildings, you'll see these beautiful little plaques everywhere. These plaques represent famous people who have lived in the buildings around London, either writers, artists, musicians, sometimes famous doctors or historical figures. As I said at the beginning, London is massive. I've tried to show you as much as possible in just 2 minutes. I've shown you some of the bigger places, some of the touristy areas, the beautiful buildings. From art to theatre to music, there's so much that London has to offer. Every different part of London has something unique to explore, someone interesting to talk to, and a different culture to experience. I really think that you could live here your entire life and still not see all of it. There is so much to do, and I really encourage you to visit.